Embarking on this exploration of an ancient biblical tale requires a careful consideration, as the narrative we are about to unfold is both disconcerting and may be regarded as unsuitable for certain audiences. We delve into a story set in a time when Israel lacked a reigning king, providing a glimpse into a distant era. In the remote hill country of Ephraim, a Levite's life becomes entangled with that of a woman from Bethlehem in Judah, leading to a series of events marked by betrayal and tragedy. The narrative unfolds in a society where the absence of a king allows individuals to navigate life based on their own judgment. The Levite, residing in the northern hills of Ephraim, takes a woman as his concubine from the southern town of Bethlehem. Their union, initially promising, takes a tumultuous turn due to her unfaithfulness, setting the stage for a sequence of events that will echo through the ages. As the Levite's concubine seeks refuge in her father's house in Bethlehem, we witness the emotional turmoil and the consequences of her actions. The Levite, determined to reclaim his wife, embarks on a journey from the northern hills to the southern town, igniting a series of events that will forever alter the course of their lives. Their journey, fraught with tension and unresolved issues, leads them to the city of Jebus. In this unfamiliar place, denied hospitality by its inhabitants, they find refuge in the house of an old man. Little do they know that this refuge will transform into the backdrop of a nightmarish event, revealing the darker facets of human nature. The narrative takes an even darker turn when the house is surrounded by wicked men from the city, demanding the Levite be brought out for their perverse desires. This nightmarish sojourn in Jebus becomes a pivotal point in the tale, unearthing the consequences of a society that has strayed from its moral foundations. The climax of tragedy unfolds as the Levite's concubine becomes a victim of unspeakable violence at the hands of the city's men. The dawn reveals her broken form on the doorstep, setting the stage for a shocking response from the Levite. He dismembers her body into 12 pieces, a grisly act that sends shockwaves across the land as each piece is sent throughout Israel. The unimaginable horror of this event forces us to confront the darkest corners of human behavior. Imagine for a moment transporting yourself back in time, navigating the dusty scrolls of the Old Testament, a collection of ancient writings that encapsulate the beliefs and narratives of a bygone era. Within these sacred texts lies a narrative that transcends time, beckoning us to grapple with the intricate and often perplexing nature of human behavior. This particular tale unfolds within the pages of the Book of Judges, a section of the Old Testament that captures the essence of a society grappling with its own complexities. As we delve into this narrative, spanning from Judges 19 to 21, we step into a world where the absence of a reigning king allows individuals to chart their course based on personal judgment. Picture a Levite, a man from the northern hills of Ephraim, who, in a twist of fate, intertwines his life with that of a woman from Bethlehem in Judah. What begins as a promising union takes a tumultuous turn due to the woman's unfaithfulness, setting in motion a sequence of events that reverberates through the annals of history. As the Levite's concubine seeks refuge in her father's house in Bethlehem, we witness the emotional turmoil and the consequences of her actions. Determined to reclaim his wife, the Levite embarks on a journey that spans geographical landscapes and emotional terrain. The narrative unfurls against the backdrop of a society where accountability is elusive, and individuals navigate the complexities of life without the guidance of a reigning king. Their journey brings them to the city of Jebus, a place where hospitality is denied, and the Levite finds refuge in the house of an old man. Little do they know that this refuge will transform into the stage for a nightmarish event, revealing the darker facets of human nature. The absence of a central authority, a king, leaves the inhabitants of Jebus to their own devices, and the consequences are chilling. The tale takes a darker turn when the house is surrounded by wicked men from the city, demanding the Levite be brought out for their perverse desires. This nightmarish sojourn in Jebus becomes a pivotal point in the narrative, unearthing the consequences of a society that has strayed from its moral foundations. The climax of tragedy unfolds as the Levite's concubine becomes a victim of unspeakable violence at the hands of the city's men. The dawn reveals her broken form on the doorstep, setting the stage for a shocking response from the Levite. He dismembers her body into 12 pieces, a grisly act that sends shockwaves across the land as each piece is sent throughout Israel. The unimaginable horror of this event forces us to confront the darkest corners of human behavior. In the aftermath of this unspeakable tragedy, the narrative beckons us to reflect on the lessons embedded within. It raises questions about accountability, responsibility, and the consequences of our choices. As we navigate the intricacies of this ancient tale, may we glean insights that transcend time, prompting us to consider the implications of our actions and the enduring impact they may have. While the language may be ancient, the lessons embedded within this tale are anything but obsolete. As we journey through the pages of history, the narrative's resonance becomes clear. It speaks to us today. The complexities of human nature, the consequences of unchecked actions, and the importance of accountability remain timeless lessons that transcend the sands of time. The tale unfurls as the Levite's concubine, grappling with the weight of her unfaithfulness, seeks refuge in the familiar walls of her father's house in Bethlehem. Months pass in the quiet embrace of her familial home, where the echoes of her choices reverberate through the halls. Determined to reclaim the woman he once called his own, the Levite embarks on a poignant journey. From the northern hills of Ephraim to the southern town of Bethlehem, his footsteps trace a path laden with both physical and emotional terrain. The narrative takes root in the struggles of a man torn between the echoes of betrayal and the desire for reconciliation. As the Levite arrives at the doorstep of the hospitable father, each plea for the return of his wayward wife is met with a complex dance of familial dynamics. The hospitable father, a character embodying the essence of familial ties and the complexities of love, extends a gracious hand, yet becomes an unwitting participant in the unfolding tragedy. Nights turn into days, and the persistent pleas of the Levite only serve to delay the inevitable tragedy. The dance between longing and restraint paints a vivid picture of the human condition, a condition marked by the intricacies of love, betrayal, and the indomitable spirit that seeks redemption. The Levite's journey, once filled with determination, takes on the hues of desperation as each passing day inches closer to the unraveling of a fateful tale. The hospitable father, a symbol of familial bonds strained by the weight of choices, finds himself caught in the crossfire of a narrative destined for sorrow. The southern town of Bethlehem, witness to the tumultuous reunion, becomes a silent spectator to the unfolding tragedy. The Levite's relentless pursuit of his concubine, coupled with the father's hesitant reluctance, sets the stage for a sequence of events that will echo through the ages. In the shadows of the Ephraim hills, the Levite's journey transforms into a pilgrimage of both sorrow and redemption. The southern winds whisper tales of remorse, while the northern echoes carry the burden of choices made and the consequences left in their wake. The hospitable father, a pivotal character in this unfolding drama, embodies the delicate balance of familial bonds tested by the choices of its members. His hospitality, while a testament to the enduring strength of kinship, becomes entangled in the shadows of decisions that cast a pall over the once harmonious abode. The repeated pleas for the return of the wayward wife expose the intricacies of familial dynamics. Love, tainted by betrayal, stands as a central theme, beckoning readers to reflect on the fragility of relationships and the enduring quest for forgiveness. As days turn into nights and the hospitable father extends the Levite's stay, the narrative unravels like a tapestry revealing threads of sorrow, regret, and the inexorable march toward tragedy. The Levite, caught in the undertow of his own choices, grapples with the consequences of a journey that was meant to heal, but instead deepens the wounds of the past. In the southern town of Bethlehem, the stage is set for a calamity foretold by the choices made in the quiet corners of familial abodes. The looming tragedy becomes a poignant reminder that the tapestry of our lives, woven with both joy and sorrow, is shaped by the threads of our choices. The couple's journey, once filled with the hope of reconciliation, took an unexpected turn as they arrived at the gates of Jebus. The city, draped in the cloak of night, greeted them with an eerie silence, a foreboding sign of the challenges that lay ahead. Denied welcome by the inhabitants of Jebus, the couple found themselves in the unsettling position of seeking shelter in an unfamiliar territory. The old man's offer of refuge, though seemingly benevolent, unwittingly paved the way for a nightmarish sojourn that would leave an indelible mark on the tapestry of their lives. As the old man opened his doors, ushering them into the perceived safety of his abode, little did they know that the shadows lurking in Jebus held tales of malevolence. The tranquility of the night was but a facade, concealing the impending storm that would shatter the illusion of safety. Within the walls of the old man's house, a deceptive calm settled. The flickering flames offered a false sense of security, masking the malevolent forces that lurked in the darkness outside. The couple, weary from their journey, sought solace under the old man's roof, unaware that the night held a sinister secret. As the night wore on, the city's sinister underbelly began to stir. Wicked men, shadows in human form, converged upon the house like vultures sensing prey. The echoes of their footsteps reverberated through the narrow alleys, heralding the imminent descent into darkness. The tranquility of the night was shattered when the house found itself surrounded by these wicked men, driven by perverse desires that cast a sinister pall over the unfolding events. The Levite, once a weary traveler seeking refuge, now stood at the epicenter of a nightmarish ordeal orchestrated by the very city that had promised sanctuary. As the wicked men demanded the Levite be brought forth, the old man, unwittingly drawn into the web of darkness, found himself torn between hospitality and the grotesque desires of the city's inhabitants. The unfolding drama painted a picture of desperation, betrayal, and the fragility of safety in a world where shadows concealed the true nature of humanity. As the first light of dawn broke over the city of Jebus, a horrifying scene lay before the eyes of the Levite. The plea for mercy had fallen on deaf ears, and the concubine, once a figure of life and vitality, now bore the indelible marks of a nightmarish descent into darkness. The Levite, confronted with the lifeless form of his beloved, carried her broken body through the morning haze. The weight of grief and the unimaginable horror of the previous night's events pressed heavily on his shoulders. In the aftermath of this unspeakable tragedy, the narrative takes an even darker turn, revealing the depths to which unchecked moral decline can plunge a society. The Levite, gripped by a potent mixture of sorrow and rage, faced a decision that would send shockwaves across the land. The once beloved concubine, now reduced to a lifeless shell, became the unwitting victim of a response so gruesome it defied comprehension. Dismemberment, a ritualistic act with echoes of ancient brutality, unfolded as the Levite severed the concubine's body into 12 pieces. This macabre display of anguish and despair marked a turning point in the narrative, forcing us to confront the stark reality of the consequences that arise from unchecked moral decline. The Levite's response transcended the boundaries of personal grief, taking on a ghastly dimension as he sent each severed piece of the concubine's body across the expanse of Israel. The air hung heavy with the stench of tragedy, and the gruesome message reached the far corners of the land. The pieces, like macabre messengers, carried with them the weight of the unspeakable acts committed in Jebus. The Levite, in his anguish, sought to make the entire nation bear witness to the horrors that had transpired under the cover of night. The consequences of moral decay were no longer confined to the city walls, but echoed across the hills and valleys of Israel. The impact of this gruesome act rippled through the fabric of society, challenging the collective conscience of the Israelites. The Levite's response, born from a heart-rending cocktail of grief and fury, forced the nation to confront the unthinkable. The echoes of the concubine's fate reverberated, demanding introspection and a reckoning with the moral fabric that had unraveled. As the Israelites grappled with the implications of the Levite's desperate act, the narrative beckoned them to consider the far-reaching consequences of unchecked moral decline. The tragic tale, a testament to the harrowing depths to which humanity can sink, urged reflection on the fragility of societal norms, and the urgent need for morale vigilance. The harrowing tale of Judges 19 unfurls like a tapestry, weaving threads of tragedy, moral quandaries, and societal decay. As we delve deeper into the abyss of this narrative, let's unravel the layers and extract profound lessons that resonate across time. At the heart of this unsettling saga lies a stark reality: the absence of a king in Israel. The narrative thrusts us into a society where accountability is elusive, and individuals are left to navigate the complexities of life without the guiding hand of a reigning authority. This absence of responsibility becomes a breeding ground for decisions made in isolation, divorced from the checks and balances of societal norms. The cautionary tale unfolds, urging us to ponder the perils that accompany the abandonment of responsibility. In the vacuum created by the lack of a king, the characters in this ancient drama find themselves at the mercy of their own inclinations. The Levite's journey, initially motivated by a desire to reclaim his wayward wife, transforms into a pilgrimage through moral ambiguity. As we walk alongside these characters, we confront the unsettling truth. When responsibility is absent, the path becomes treacherous, leading to decisions with far-reaching consequences. Within the shadows of tragedy, a disturbing choice emerges, casting a pall over the narrative: the willingness to sacrifice one's daughter and her concubine for the protection of a guest. This chilling decision serves as a powerful commentary on the value placed on human life and the lengths to which individuals may go when confronted with moral dilemmas. The narrative implores us to reflect on the sanctity of life, urging a paradigm shift in our perception of others. In a world marred by biases and societal norms, the lesson echoes loud and clear: treat every individual as an image bearer of God. Regardless of circumstances or societal expectations, the intrinsic value of each person transcends the moral quandaries depicted in Judges 19. As the narrative unfolds, the descent into darkness serves as a mirror, reflecting a nation gradually turning away from God. The spiritual drift chronicled in Judges 19 becomes a cautionary tale, highlighting the dangers of veering from the divine path. The vulnerability that accompanies this drift is palpable, paving the way for actions that would be unthinkable in a closer communion with the divine. The characters, representative of a nation's collective choices, find themselves entangled in a web of moral decay. The gradual distancing from God becomes a recurring theme, reminding us that the consequences of spiritual drift extend far beyond personal decisions. The narrative challenges us to heed the warning signs, urging a reevaluation of our spiritual compass to avoid the pitfalls that await those who stray from the divine presence. As we navigate the shadows cast by Judges 19, the lessons gleaned from the abyss of tragedy resonate with timeless significance. The perils of absent responsibility, the imperative to recognize the divine imprint in every life, and the dangers of drifting from God form a triad of lessons that transcend the confines of ancient history. In the aftermath of the nightmarish events depicted in Judges 19, the narrative extends its tendrils into the subsequent chapters, weaving a tapestry of consequences that extends far beyond the initial choices made. As we delve deeper into the intricate threads of this unfolding saga, we uncover profound insights into the unavoidable repercussions of decisions and the cascading effect of poor choices. The haunting echoes of the civil war between the 11 tribes of Israel and the tribe of Benjamin reverberate through the narrative, underscoring the fundamental truth that decisions made in the heat of strife carry consequences that ripple across the collective fabric of a nation. The toll exacted in lives lost becomes a poignant reminder that conflict, once ignited, fans the flames of far-reaching effects. As the dust settles on the battlefield, the surviving Benjaminites find themselves grappling with the aftermath of their choices. The inescapable link between decision-making and its consequences becomes palpable, a harsh reality that transcends the boundaries of time. The narrative compels you to reflect on the weight of our collective choices and the profound impact they can have on the societal tapestry. In the wake of the conflict, the tribe of Benjamin, reduced to a mere 600 men, faces a crisis that serves as a testament to the domino effect of poor choices. The scarcity of women within their ranks propels them into a desperate situation, a consequence born of the tumultuous events that unfolded in Judges 19. The subsequent decision to permit the kidnapping of women during a festival emerges as yet another link in the chain of ill-advised choices. The story unfolds as a stark reminder that one poor decision often paves the way for subsequent equally damaging choices. The narrative urges us to scrutinize the interconnected nature of decisions, emphasizing that each choice, whether perceived as minor or monumental, contributes to the unfolding tapestry of consequences. As we navigate the aftermath of conflict and scarcity, the narrative in Judges prompts us to engage in introspection. The consequences portrayed, whether on the battlefield or within the intricate dynamics of societal norms, serve as cautionary tales. The unfurling tapestry of tragedy becomes a mirror, reflecting the collective responsibility of decision-makers and the weight of the choices they bear. As the narrative unfolds, a poignant ray of hope pierces through the shadows of despair. The surviving remnants of the tribe of Benjamin, having secured wives through unconventional means, embark on a journey of restoration. This act of rebuilding becomes a testament to the resilience inherent in the human spirit, even amidst the wreckage left by a tumultuous past. The narrative, as it traces the efforts of the Benjaminites to reconstruct their cities and reclaim their inheritance, paints a vivid picture of the transformative power of grace. It is in the act of rebuilding, amid the rubble of consequences, that the grace of God manifests. The glimmer of hope illuminates the path forward, suggesting that even in the aftermath of harrowing events, redemption and restoration are within reach. The narrative's focus on the rebuilding efforts of the Benjaminites serves as a powerful illustration of the transformative nature of grace. The act of reconstruction becomes a beacon in the darkness, symbolizing the potential for renewal and growth even in the most desolate of landscapes. In the unfolding saga, we witness a community refusing to be defined solely by the tragedies that befell them. The grace extended to the broken and scattered remnants becomes a catalyst for resilience, inspiring them to rise from the ashes and rebuild. This theme of grace, woven into the fabric of the narrative, invites reflection on the universal truth that, even in our darkest hours, grace has the power to usher in a dawn of restoration. The concluding verse of the book of Judges, "In those days there was no king in Israel. Everyone did what seemed right to him," echoes through the ages, offering a profound insight into the challenges posed by the absence of authoritative guidance. The narrative, set against a backdrop of chaos and moral ambiguity, compels us to examine the consequences of a society navigating its course without a centralized moral compass. As individuals chart their own paths, doing what seems right in their eyes, the narrative serves as a cautionary tale. It prompts us to ponder the delicate balance between individual freedom and the need for moral guidance. The absence of a king becomes a metaphor for the perils of unchecked autonomy, urging us to consider the role of authority in shaping societal norms. In the aftermath of tragedy, the narrative in Judges beckons us to contemplate the threads of grace woven into the tapestry of human existence. The resilient dawn, marked by the rebuilding efforts of the Benjaminites, becomes a metaphor for the transformative power of grace in the face of desolation. As we navigate the complexities of societal dynamics and individual choices, the lessons embedded in the narrative resonate with timeless significance. The transformative nature of grace, the potential for renewal amidst chaos, and the delicate balance between individual freedom and authoritative guidance emerge as beacons guiding us through the intricate tapestry of human experience. In the shadows of Judges, we find not only cautionary tales but also glimpses of grace, inviting us to embrace the redemptive possibilities that lie within the darkest corners of our collective journey. The story of Judges 19 is a harrowing account of human frailty, poor choices, and their far-reaching consequences. As we navigate its depths, let us not only glean lessons from the narrative, but also heed the echoes of warning and grace it imparts. In the ebb and flow of humanity's journey, may we recognize the importance of responsibility, the sanctity of every life, and the profound impact of our choices, both in the unfolding narrative of Judges and in the chapters of our own lives.